Alright everybody, welcome to the 26th episode of Selling Cars at Garanin Corp Garage. And today we have something very special. This particular automobile is called Daihatsu Atrai, and it is in outstanding condition. Everything about this automobile is beautiful, and to be honest, this is one of the best little K-vans that I had in a while. It is just stunning, and it also is good looking. I really like the way it looks, and it has some kind of aggressiveness to it. You know, it has this radiator vents and here, and it has a little scoop for the AC condenser. So it's really nice, and also like there's a little scoop right here to scoop up the air, and the bar below. It's just nice and awesome looking. And also, if you would notice this little duct right here, and as well as the duct right there, right below it, that's for the intercooler. So the intercooler is actually kind of boxed in to get the direct ram air on it, since it's a turbo intercooled version. That's where it is. The overall cleanliness of the van is beautiful. The lights are shiny, they're not faded, they're beautiful. There are no imperfections on them. The paint on the front is outstanding. No stone chips, no bugs, none of that nature. The glass is in very good condition. Windshield wipers are new. So everything works very good. And also I would like you to notice that this automobile was running until 2016, month number 6. So it was a fully road going vehicle. It was going through the registration process, and all the mileage is documented through that. And when I initially bought it, it was a running automobile. I had to wait for it, but it was a running automobile, and it was in excellent condition. When we come around on the left side of the car, what we're going to notice is that the paint is very shiny, and all the details, I'd like you to notice how clean it is around the edges of the window, the rubber trim. Everything is excellent. During the detailing, all this had to come out. So for example, if you would pull down this rubber trim, let me demonstrate that. If you would pull down the rubber trim, what you're going to find is a very clean. Everything is excellent condition. You're not gonna see any dirt. So yeah, that's the detailing process that it went through. Talking about the paint, it is an older paint, so we did as much as we could to bring it to the shine that it has right now, and it is in excellent condition for being 26-year-old original paint. However, it is not perfect, and something like that I just have to tell, but you only will be able to see some age imperfections at certain angle. But other than that, as you can see in the video, and camera is not going to show that, neither will pictures, you're only going to see some of that at a certain angle. Other than that, it's amazing, outstanding, and excellent condition. Also would like to show you that everything is nice and straight. It doesn't have any kind of scratches on the paint. There are a couple of little small touch-ups on the other side, but other than that, everything is perfect. The lights, let's show the shine that these lights have. Just take a look how nice and glossy this is, and it doesn't have any coating or anything. It's just nice and shiny plastic, and everything is extra clean. When we come to the back of this automobile, I would like you to notice this chrome tip. What it is, it's actually a flange down from the turbo exhaust, and it was purely my idea to put that in. Since it's a turbo car and it only had 1.25 inch thick exhaust, so the exhaust was like this thick, we decided to upgrade to 2 inches. And the reason for that is to give it a little extra note, since turbo cars have kind of a nice exhaust tone. And also to cool down the turbo. That's very important, because turbo gases escaping quicker are going to heat down the turbo less. So cooler turbo, a better spool, better performance, slightly better sound, and brand new Dynamax turbo exhaust, and it sounds really good, and we're going to demonstrate that later. When we come to the back, everything is in excellent condition. Original stickers are very nice, very clean. Barely any imperfections on the stickers. You'll be able to see this FX badge starts to have a little cracking, but other than that, the sticker is very nice. There's a small, tiny little scratch on the sticker. The paint's not damaged, but you can only see that when you actually are very close to it and you're really looking for that. But something like that, I'm gonna have to tell that it has a scratch there. When we come on the right side of the automobile, you're going to notice that it's in excellent condition, and there are a couple of touch-ups, and we're going to show it to you just a second later. Another thing I'd like to show, which I find very cool, is that the heating element in the rear glass has the actual Atrai logo in it. Isn't that cool? So they actually put the heating element in the form of Atrai logo, and I really find that nice and appealing. Just that small touch to detail what the Japanese manufacturer did for the people who were only able to afford an inexpensive automobile. And as you can see, an expensive automobile does not necessarily have to mean that it have to be something really crappy or really shitty. For example, like an early Chevy Aveo or things like that, you know. Something inexpensive can also be cool and fun and also utilitarian, and this is what we have here. When we come on the right side of the automobile, you're going to see that the stickers are in mint condition. They have no imperfections on them. No imperfections here, nor on the actual stickers. However, there is a small scratch right there that was touched up, but this is pretty much the only scratch that we have here. And there was a small touch-up right there. It was just a ding that we had to pull out through a paintless dent removal and do a small touch-up. But don't forget, a couple of touch-ups and very tiny little nicks for the automobile that's 26 years old is really nothing. And again, everything, all the trim, the rubber is actually very soft, so it's not dry rotten by any means. You know, it's really soft. For example, I can pull this rubber out and let me show you. Look at that. That's mint. That's what I call mint. So, and this philosophy goes for all of the automobile, for the roofs, for the inside, for everywhere. So let's quickly go ahead and talk about the wheel, or the wheels. What we have here, usually when the wheels are 26-year-old, it doesn't matter how pretty much good they kept or how many mileage. Most of the cases, they all start to get pitted. The pitting gets underneath the clear, and everything goes, to crap. But this particular wheel will be machine finished diamond cut. As you can see, the whole wheel, it was powdered clear before, so you can see nice silver powder cleared over. It was powdered silver, then machined diamond cut, and then powdered clear over, so it has the original look, and it's very beautiful restored wheel. Just the rims themselves, just 4 rims to restore, was $600. So this is the attention to detail I try to give all of my cars. And the tires, of course, are brand new lug nuts, and as you can see inside, as you're going to notice in the pictures, it is just mint. Everything is really clean. You'll be able to see that the frame is perfect. It does not have any undercoating on it. You can see still original paint on the frame when they were spraying it, little blue, little silver, whatever. But that's original paint that does not have anything on the frame. And this automobile, when you look from underneath, is mint. So this is going to go ahead and conclude our review of this automobile, of the outside. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and hop in up front, and we'll show you what's going on up front. So what's going on up front is interior upholstery is exceptional. The condition of the interior is exceptional. Everything is mint. It has, from a percentage scale, this interior worn 1%. So it's 99% mint interior. It doesn't even have any scuffs on this plastic guard, rocker guard, or that's what we'll call it. So it does not have any scuffs, any scratches on the scuff guard. And when I initially bought this automobile, there were rags everywhere, so everything was covered. So let me just go ahead and pull up the floor mat, and we'll show you how mean this thing is. It has no wear on it. I mean, this floor mat has zero wear. It's never seen sun. So, you know, and this floor mat, usually you would have some imperfection from your food being here, even through the rag at some point of time. But this particular one, that's a driver. I mean, it's fresh out of the box. So this is how clean it is, and this comes for all of the automobile. It's really, really mint. So let me go ahead and hop in, and we'll show you how much room it has up front. So as you can see, I'm 5'10", and I fit nicely. I mean, I fit nice. So the steering wheel does not move, but the seats move, and right now, and it wasn't even in the furthest position back. So if I move it furthest position, I mean, you can see how much room I have. No problem, no problem. So with my height, no problem at all, and everything is really, really nice about it. Everything is mint, everything works. Everything's very clean. All the stickers in there very clean. The printing on the visors. You're going to see all of that in the pictures, but this particular automobile just clicked 50,000 kilometers, which comes out to be around 30,000 miles, somewhere in there, and it has absolutely no wear. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and hop in on the passenger side, and I'll talk to you from there. Alright, so again, let's look at the room I have. Let me move the seat back. Well, this particular one, oh no, there you go. Look at the room. Isn't that amazing? This little thing is really, really roomy. It looks like a golf cart, but amazingly roomy. I mean, plenty of room, real nice, and it drives really good. And we're going to talk about that later. But what we have on the inside is we have an air conditioning, which did not work. The reason for that is I'm going to explain later, but it works nice now, and it has R12 gas in it, and it's very important to put R12 in the old system. The reason for that is because the compressor still has the old oil, and it's not mixable with R134. But it has two radios, as you can see. One radio is factory, and another radio is done by Panasonic, but it's not an aftermarket unit. It says right on it, made for Daihatsu by Panasonic. And the way it works is this only goes to AM. It only gets AM waves, but once you turn this button, it provides you with a cassette. It deactivates this radio, provides you with a cassette and FM, and additional speakers were added in the back in the speaker box, and that's a factory option, and it says right on them Panasonic. Isn't that cool? That's really nice. It's like you have a little boom box in the back. That's pretty awesome. So that thing was actually handmade by some craftsmen who were providing us factory options. And I mean, it says right on the Panasonic unit, made for Daihatsu. But I really dig that, and those speakers are nice. Everything is fine. The only thing is, this particular unit does not provide enough volume for some reason. It works, everything works, you can see speaker working, but it's not loud enough. And I think with time, or maybe something happened to the amplifier on the inside, it's just not providing enough sound. So you can hear it working, you can hear the cassette playing, but I'm not going to mess with this. I'll leave it to original owner, I mean to the new owner, to think what they want. I'll definitely keep this unit, maybe even fix it, because you do want to hear those Panasonic speakers in the back. Alright, so I think this is going to conclude the review of this automobile. Everything is super mint, clean. There's just not much to talk about. It's absolutely mint. Everything works, nothing jammed, nothing's broken. Very nice, very clean. So we're going to go ahead and close up on the review of the front, and we're going to move in the back, and we'll show you what's going on in the back. Look at that, isn't that cool? So somebody actually thought about making this small automobile that was initially designed to be very inexpensive, to give all these features, you know, mud flaps and little bars, protection bars up front and the intercoolers and all the cool look and the glass roof and the stickers and alloy wheels, all those little things to make it super cool. And they even added the step. Look at that, the step comes out. Isn't that cool? So basically when you get in, you have some armrests, and again 5'10" my height is, and plenty of room, and I did not move the front seat since the time I was sitting there, and the rear windows go down all the way, and you can have all the air you want when driving it, and the roof pops up as well and it slides down. You can actually be standing through here and waving hi to everybody if you wish. But let's close this up. And it is actually getting pretty hot, so I'm going to get out of there. And what we're going to show you is how the seats fold. Let's fold away our step. So what you do is you have to remove both headrests like that, and then with one move you fold them down and you unfold the floor, and you have plenty of room in the back, and everything is ultra mint. The carpet, the seats, everything is super nice. We cleaned it, detailed it, greased the door tracks, cleaned the door tracks, everything is ultra mint. Let's show you right there. For example, you take it down, you see that original glue, and everything is ultra mint. I mean, everything is very, very clean, very clean. You can see that is just super nice. So yes, that's the attention to detail we gave this van, and we tried to make it as best as we possibly could. So let's go ahead and close the seats. We have to move this up, and then we just close them down. You have to press this thing and fold them up. So this is going to conclude the review of the back seat of this automobile, and let's go ahead and move towards the back. Alright, so let's pop the rear hatch and look at the struts. They immediately bring this hatch up without any hesitation, all the way out. And these are actually original Japanese struts. I'm not sure if they've ever been replaced or not, but everything seems to be original, unturned. Bolts don't seem to be ever be turned, but everything is mega clean. Everything is very clean. All the door jambs, you'll be able to see that the detail on this automobile is just beautiful. Everything is mega clean, and the zinc plating is still alive. Everything is extra nice, it's extra clean. There's not much to show you here. It has a little latch right there, and you pop that up and it has a little latch. That, you know, was a factory option for the speakers, and I really like that. You know, it makes it kind of nice and unique, and was added at the factory. So let's go ahead and close the latch. There is not much to show here, and we're going to go ahead and move around towards the right side of the automobile. And notice that nice and solid closure. There we go. So when we're talking about the imperfections on the paint, at a certain angle you can see things like, for example, is like a water run in here, you know, for example. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but things like that. And you know, we try to do the best possible with the paint, and I think it shows beautifully. Everywhere I've driven this automobile, it's constant thumbs up, constant, I mean, non-stop. Everybody loves it. It's beautiful. It's really nice, and I think it's one of the prettiest I had so far, and it is definitely one of the coolest to drive. And about that we're going to talk later, but I forgot you to show one more important feature, and I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So what we do is we remove the headrest, hold the seat flat, move the front seat up just a little further, and then it becomes a bed. Isn't that cool? That's just badass. That's what I think. Badass, beautiful. Such a tiny thing and so utilitarian, so thought after in design. Not just some crap stuff that was put together on a quickie, you know. People actually think about how to make the best out of what little they had. And right now we're going to go ahead and conclude the review of this automobile, and the next part is going to be we're going to show you the exhaust, how awesome stuff, how awesome it sounds, and we're going to do drive off, drive by, brake check, and a test drive on the street. Stay tuned. Cranks up instantly, and let's roll. Alright, as you can see, clutch works well, so do the brakes. Brakes are actually disc brakes up front, drums in the rear, but pretty large one-piston calipers. Kind of surprising. The piston in it is amazingly huge. It's like about 3 inches maybe in diameter, so that was surprising. Brake pads, everything is in excellent condition, and parts are readily available for this. They made them for a very long time, and parts are still produced, but as you notice, this accelerates nicely. I mean, it's fun to drive with that manual transmission and that turbo and exhaust and the blow-off going on the turbo. Just fun to drive, very quick. And I also noticed when we did an exhaust here, it gave it a lot better spool. When you get on the gas, the turbo will spool a lot quicker. I mean, to be honest, at least 25% quicker. Just the spool is so quick. You step on it, and like before you had to apply more throttle in order for the turbo to spool, and with this free-flowing exhaust, you barely have to touch it, and just turbo spools on its own. It's really nice. And also, when we took the exhaust off and looked at the actual turbo, it's really dry in there. It does not throw any oil in the exhaust. I mean, it's dry to the point it's rusty. So it was absolutely clean inside there. No kind of evidence of leaking turbo oil. And I do have that picture as well. You can see it actually on the Instagram. It was posted recently with my thumb right next to the turbo. But the automobile is beautiful, runs really good. Overall paint condition is solid 9 out of 10. Amazing. Everything about it is cool, and all this automobile needs is a new proud owner. Alright, so let's go ahead and perform our test drive. But before we perform a test drive, I'd like to talk a little bit about the interior of this automobile. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn air conditioning on. And it does work to the best of its capacities or capabilities. Let's talk about the air conditioning first a little bit. It's actually nice and cold, so but evaporator is only this big. I mean, it's 6-7 inches by 10 inches. It's about this big, and it sits right here, so it sucks air through the small ducts on both sides, and it runs it in through, and it puts it out here. What happened is the high pressure hose coming up from the air conditioning. It's pretty thick hose. What happened is it rubbed on the frame, so it was just a little bit too long, so it was rubbing on the frame, and over 26 years of rubbing, it actually rubbed through. So what we did is we took the hose to this company locally and basically manufactured the same hose, but just 1 inch shorter, with the same fittings. They reused the same fittings, so it's nice and professional. It says made in the USA on the hose, which is great. And it's a Continental, I think, hose, Continental or Goodyear, and that's it. So new dryer. Since it was R12 system, what we did is, well, first found the leak. So leak tested, it found the leak, and then I added some ester oil, because probably almost all the oil escaped through that hose and or evaporated, ventilated through the years of not being used. And added some ester oil, because ester oil mixes perfectly with our 12 systems. You cannot put tag oil, it's gonna clog up your IC system and you will lose your compressor, and it runs really nice. So it's nice and cool to the best of its capabilities. The pressure is right, it was filled in properly with our 12 gas. Compressor does not make any noise, it does not show any signs of leakage, it holds the pressure fine. But I'm not sure how long this compressor is going to survive, but so far it's working, and it's working well. Everything else is nice. This thing right here opens up like that, so as well as it slides down. You can remove this section completely, but it was not designed to be removed. It's kind of a pain in the butt to put it back in, because we did remove it, but it opens up like that, and the rear roof slides back nicely. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but you will see that in the pictures. So it's all automatic, slides back nicely. And what else we can talk about? The interior radio works, but it's just not loud enough. So I'm not sure what's up with it, and I came across with that issue previously in Japanese cars where it was not loud enough, and I think it's internal amplifier that's taking a crap, because if you turn this radio off, well, you gotta eject the cassette. The radius for AM is very loud, and let's go ahead and try to tune in something, since it's there you go.
Skis on that. Okay, so assume that and say, okay, fine. Well, they disagree. They think that if he's the Trump associating with the Reddit crowd, he gets whatever he's.
All right, so basically the radio works, but if you turn this radio, it immediately switches to FM and overrides this radio. And once it switches to FM, there are no FM stations to find anyway, because it only goes to 89.9. All you can get here is some Christian deal and a jazz station. But so I got this cassette. Let's go ahead and switch that around. And, well, I don't know. Do we have anything on the other side? There you go. So, interesting thing, when this radio on AM works, only the front speakers work, rears don't. When you turn this radio, it overrides everything, and all 4 speakers work with this radio. So that's interesting, how the way it's wired in. And I would probably replace this radio. It was mine. I'll leave this one, but I'll put something with a CD, but something of the old school you can get, that something will match nicely. I'm sure you can buy it off eBay, maybe with CD, but none of that glitzy crap nowadays. You know, maybe you can still score a Japanese-made Panasonic or Kenwood or something like that. That would be very nice. Other than that, the interior is immaculate, and I'm gonna tune the radio down, and the AC is working. Let me go ahead and crack the window so you can hear all the awesome noises that this automobile makes. I'll turn the AC off for performance, and off we go. And you will be surprised, it's pretty zippy. Shifts nicely. It's fun to drive. It's fun to drive. Second gear, we might spin the tire, no problem. There you go. Power exit. That's 60 miles an hour. So we'll slow down. I'll crack the windows up again. Turn the AC on. Full blast. Well, we'll put a medium blast. Right there. That's full blast. Alright, so as you can see, it performs really nice, and I'm telling you, that turbo exhaust helped a whole lot. And don't forget, this is an intercooled turbo, so the quicker you get, or the more cooling you would create on the intercooler, and it's front mounted, so it's air to air. Basically, the faster you drive, the more horsepower it gets, the cooler the charge is, the better performance. So it doesn't like to be idling along or heat sink in hot weather, and off we go. And I'm telling you, man, this thing is like a GTI of the vans. It's like fast and badass. There we go, 5th speed, 5th gear, no problem, man. We're doing no problem at all. AC on, so as you can see, I'm not completely drenched in sweat. It's still hot in Florida, but again, this AC is nice and cool. It's nicely cool. When the sun goes down, you can really feel it, how cold it is. But I can feel it now that it's nice and cold. But again, all the traffic is on the right, as you notice. There you go. Let that guy through. I do not like to drive behind those big trucks. The first thing that we get is a bunch of stone chips. And look at that, we got one right up front of us. So we'll let that guy go through again. But yeah, man, so beautiful, right? It's beautiful, very tight. Suspension, everything about it is very nice and tight. No play of any kind. Everything's very straight, no drag on the brakes. Runs good, idles nice and clean. Starts up instantly. Does not have any kind of issues at all whatsoever. You know, everything is the way it's supposed to be, perfect. So factory fresh, it really is. Everything is perfect, everything works, nothing's broken, all the lights work. Did replace a couple of light bulbs in it. Features up front include fog lights that are on the inner side of the headlights, and off we go. There we go, this guy gotta make left. And we're gonna have to pass him now. I mean, I just left that guy in a Dodge in the back. I mean, he's long gone. You can see how quick this thing is. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just 660cc with a turbo. It's phenomenal. It's badass. That's what it is. Beautiful. And all the nice noises. I'm not sure if you can hear blow off, but I definitely can. Right now, 5th gear, full down. That's sweet, man. I love it. It's so much fun to drive. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So yeah, we'll slow down to slow down to the local downtown traffic of Apopka. But I love this van. It's one of the best vans I've had, and in condition wise and definitely performance wise. And option wise, I mean, it's got everything. It does not have 4-wheel drive, which is a good thing, a bad thing. Same thing about say about AC, good thing, bad thing. But if you're not going to use this where 4-wheel drive is needed, you don't really need it. Why would you need that? Why would you use something that is not needed? For example, 4-wheel drive in this situation will take away a lot of power. I mean, it will almost reduce the horsepower on the wheels by another 10-15% easy. And right now we have everything available at the rear, that 15 extra % is not wasted driving the front wheels on the asphalt. For example, I sold an automobile to a gentleman, and he used that. He's using it as a beach car, and he needs all-wheel drive because he drives it on the beach. But if you're going to drive this van to shows, drive around on the weekends in town, and you're gonna drive it on the asphalt, you don't really need it. I mean, you don't really need it. For example, my wife has an RX 350 and it's front-wheel drive. I don't need four-wheel drive. Why would I use it in Florida? There's never snow here, so we don't really go off-road in that car. And even if you go on the beach, it does fine in two-wheel drive. Never had it stuck. So yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and turn around and look at this turning radius. No problem. Shifts are crisp. Look at this. Nicely shifts nicely. Fourth gear. Nice, quick response. I really like the cable-driven throttle body flap. I personally driven, well, if you take a new M4, it does not have the same throttle response, no matter what settings you put, as a cable-driven throttle body. It just does not. This thing is, I don't know how to describe that. It just does not the same. When you step on the throttle, you get instant response without zero delay. The new systems where they're driven by a motor and that, I mean, I'm sure somebody can argue that, but I've driven the new M4 and it does not have the same response. So, you know, at least to me it seemed that it didn't. This particular automobile has instant response. Even being with a turbo, it still responds instant. So, but again, we're doing some, I mean, it'll do 60 miles an hour, no problem, all day long, even more. I mean, this thing is speed hungry, but rides no problem. I mean, look at this, I'm braking and it's straight solid. That's it right there. Road is very curved, and even with a curved road, you notice that it didn't pull us to the left. So, again, everything works. We can tune some music up, see what's up with that cassette. How do I wonder if we switch that? So let's maybe flip it around. See what's going on there. There you go. Some very happy Japanese music. Front speakers, rear speakers, any speakers. But again, it's not loud enough. So. AC on, so no problem. The temperature's nice and right in the middle, right where exactly it's supposed to be. And again, 60 miles an hour comes in, no problem. Just a little gas, and right there, 60 miles an hour. It has another 20 miles to go, so no problem at all, man. Drives nicely. And again, I'm not drenched in sweat, and it is really, really hot in Florida right now. It's definitely 100 degrees, maybe over, plus all the humidity. So, for example, right now without AC, it will be a real hassle to do a video like this. I mean, it will be suicidal. So, it drives nicely, passing cars on the right. So. Gonna go ahead and turn around and make a U-turn. Everything works, turn signal, all the light bulbs work, all the light bulbs check. So let's go ahead and do a little tire spin. We'll do first gear, second gear. So let's turn the AC off. I'll do it easily. There you go. AC sometimes when you get off the gas slowly, well, like, let me demonstrate that. Like, you build up the boost and then like this slowly. Almost reminds me of a Darth Vader. It's pretty cool, man. This van is badass. Shocks are perfect. I mean, very nice and stiff. Tire spin. No problem, man. No problem. An interesting thing, the 3-cylinder engine has better noise than a 4-cylinder. I mean, to me, for example, when it comes to motorcycles, the 3-cylinder Triumph with exhaust, it has a very nice kind of a racing tone of the older cars, maybe something like that. It has a very nice, really cool, distinctive noise, where a 4-cylinder just sounds like crap. I mean, to me at least, it sounds obnoxious, horrible when it comes to bikes. But 3-cylinder to me sounds better. So this one's 3-cylinder turbo, so it has pretty cool noise when under load. You know, second gear, build boost. Man, this thing is fun. Third gear. Doesn't have enough torque in the third gear, but anyway, you know, this thing is not, it's not a tire burner. I'm just demonstrating how nice clutch and shifter and all the power, all the little power that it has, how nicely everything operates and transmits. It's just badass, man. Beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. So well, let's turn the music up. Well, not yet, but let me turn the AC off. Not sure if you can hear the engine. It sounds really good, man. Yeah, it's badass, man. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, this is going to go ahead and conclude the test drive. This van does not need anything. The paint shows some slight fade at a certain angle, and if I wouldn't tell you that, you would not notice it for a very long time. But you know, I just have to, because I really want the best customer experience possible, and this is what I'm all about. And at Grinding Corp, this is what we like to do, because I've been around cars for a long time, and it's very sad when you arrive and it's not as described. It's very sad, and I'm a very picky guy when it comes to pretty much everything. It's just I like good things in life, and I like to deliver good things to other people when they pay for it. But all this van needs is a new proud owner.